Hello YouTube, this is Trapper Rod with Trapper Rod's Outdoor Pursuits. We're going to review a couple of recently purchased items. One is the Bubba Knife. It is a battery powered fish cleaning knife. We got it not long ago and really like it. And the other thing, once we get these crappie filleted, is we're going to show you the SkinZit. It's another item that can make your fish processing a lot easier. Out here on this lake we're at today, we have a lot of stunted crappie. The crappie are rather small and they need to be fished. The good conservation thing to do is to fish them. So we found a way to maximize the meat that we get out of these crappie using an electric knife and the SkinZit. So we'll demonstrate. I got a little kit that I put together here. And got a fish cleaning mat, and we'll get out our Bubba knife. Got a couple of knife sharpeners for the regular fillet knives. Got a good 7-inch Bubba fillet knife. Those are nice. But the real star of this segment is the Bubba knife. Comes in a nice kit. It doesn't appear to be completely waterproof, but it's water resistant. This is rubberized and this is rubberized. When you open it up, you get a choice of 4 blades going all the way up to a 12-inch blade for rather large fish. But for these little crappie that we're culling out of this lake, we'll use this little skinny flexible 7-inch blade. You get a 9-inch stiff blade and a 9-inch flex blade that's like this little 7-inch flex blade. So a 12, 2 9s, and a 7. The way you load that is you just, like any other electric fish fillet type knife. And I've noticed that these can be a little persnickety the way they've got these batteries to fit in there. It all comes in this nice case. It's got a place for the charger, a couple batteries. It's going to be a lot harder to lose that that thing. It's got a safety on it. And what we're going to do is we're going to clean these crappie, and we're just going to take the fillets all the way off the side. And then once we get them home, we'll show you the SkinZit and how the SkinZit takes the rib cage out, takes the skins off, and gives you the maximum amount of meat, even with these small crappie. All right, so we get up to the edge. Right down there, 1 fillet. Two fillets. Not much left on that one. And that's always the pain in the neck about going fishing for panfish, is you end up with all these little fish that take so long to clean. Well, with the Bubba knife and the SkinZit, you'll cut your cleaning time down to a very minimum, and you'll waste very little meat. The more you use it, the better you get with it. I've probably cleaned maybe 80 or 100 fish with it, and it's just that easy. Follow that rib bone all the way right down to the backbone. If you want to fillet that off, you just fillet it. There's your fillet. Run that down the rib bone. If you'd rather do it that way than with the SkinZit. And there's a nice boneless fillet. And that is a pretty good fillet out of that size piece of crappie. That'll get you a couple bites. So I just grab into his mouth, get him over to the edge. Make sure I get down to that belly cut. Boom. One nice thin fillet. Also, the nice thing about cleaning them out here on the lake is there's plenty of water to clean up your fish. Just you know, get them rough clean. But also, In a lake like this, where the crappie are stunted, because there's not enough nutrition in the water, hopefully some of this fish carcass will get utilized by the other fish in the lake and become a source of food and give them something to grow on. Well, that's a good stunted one. See how big his eyeball is? Good to get that one out of the lake. Right through the backbone. There's a pile of fillets, and we'll show you at the house when we get the SkinZit out. It runs on 110. How quick and easy we just go through these fillets. The Bubba knife, and now we're going to show you the SkinZit. It will actually make saving a small crappie worth your time and trouble. You kind of maximize the meat that you get off of every fillet. So the other day out on the lake, what we did is we just used the Bubba knife and we just cleaned the fillet right off the side, cut all the way down through the tail, and put the fillets in a bag. So what we're going to do today is I've got this sink here with nice cold water in it, and I've washed all of those fillets. It takes a couple of rinsings to get all the blood out of them, get all the eggs off of them, but these fillets are ready to SkinZit. We're going to put them in this bowl, and I think you'll actually be a little surprised at how fast we can clean these fillets. So this was maybe 12 to 15 crappie. It was a few fish, and normally if you had that many small crappie, it would just be a nuisance to clean. But with the Bubba knife and the SkinZit, it's pretty easy. So first of all, there's two parts to this SkinZit. There's this part, which holds this bar on the bottom up next to the rollers. The rollers aren't sharp. You can't cut yourself on them. And it works as a safety because this will not work without this closed. So the first thing you do is you get the ribs of your little fillet, you close your gate, and that's it. It pulled those ribs right out of there. The second thing you do is you flip it over, you kind of get it angled up towards the corner, and then you stop about 3/4 of the way through and pull the rest of your fillet off. So, ribs, fillet. Let's see if we can't do a little easier job on the next one. Ribs. Fillet. Ribs. Fillet. Now the one thing you don't want to do, it takes a little bit of time to get your hand-eye coordination going. The one thing you don't want to do is just hold on to it like that, because then it'll tear up the end of your fillet and won't make it a good fillet. Every once in a while you got to rinse that off, the grabbing roller. But there's the ribs. You stop right about there, and you just kind of pull off the rest of your fillet. And as you can see, this makes pretty short work of a whole pile of fillets. And once you get a little better at it, you can kind of just run it through like that, flip it over, run it through like that, and then grab it with your thumb and pull it off. But you can see how this makes short work of a giant stack of panfish fillets. Ribs, that's a decent fillet. And you gotta prop that up. Fillet. Now I've got an inverter that the next time we go to the lake, I'm going to try to use the inverter, because this is 110 powered. I'm going to try to use the inverter out on the lake to where we can just skin all of our We can just have all of our fillets completely done by the time we get off the water. But you just come up to the corner, that's the rib cage, and then you address this outside edge, and there's your fillet. So you can see that we cleaned many, many little crappies. We'll rinse that off once. Ribs, fillet, ribs, fillet. And that's about it for the SkinZit. That's a pile of crappie that would feed your family. It was only about 15 fish, and I think the SkinZit and the Bubba Knife get a good thumbs up from me. You can get maximum meat off of tiny little fish, and I'd be interested to catch some 12-inch crappie and use the same method, and I'm sure you'd just get these gorgeous fillets. It is a little harder on small fillets, but when you're doing kind of a conservation, thing and trying to cull crappie out of a lake that is overpopulated, you can end up with a heck of a good meal for your family, and with just a few little pieces of equipment. They are a little expensive, but it makes it so much easier. You clean, your whole limit of crappie in 20 minutes. They just come out nice and clean. So that's it for this video, reviewing and showing you the Bubba Knife and the SkinZit. I hope this helps you out in your fishing, makes your time in the outdoors more enjoyable. And this is Trapper Rod for Trapper Rod's Outdoor Pursuits. We'll see you next time. God bless.